So the Packers got a massive win yesterday against the Miami Dolphins, and now our playoff hopes are very much alive with only 2 games remaining. But there were a few injuries that occurred yesterday that hopefully they won't be too serious, because there's some crucial pieces that I think the Packers really need if they want to make the playoffs and go on a playoff run. And to not have these guys would be unfortunate. I think the Packers could get over it, but still, it would stink to see them not return soon. So I want to go over these injuries, sort of what their injury is. We don't have much of an update on their status at this point. We'll probably see throughout the week, keeping an eye on their practice status, whether or not they're not practicing limited, and we'll sort of see throughout the week before we face off against Minnesota at home in a big game. Probably the biggest injury is the Christian Watson injury. He injured his hip yesterday, had a very productive first half, 6 receptions, 49 yards, but unfortunately didn't play in the second half. And so there was one update on this from Ryan Wood on Twitter. He talked with Christian Watson. He said this: caught up with Christian Watson as he was leaving the locker room. He told me his hip was okay. I'll be all right, he said. Of course, tomorrow is a new day. Didn't seem to be much concerned with it long term. So from Ryan Wood, Christian Watson himself didn't seem to be too concerned. Long term, we'll see if the Packers feel the same way. They'll probably do some tests, figure out exactly what's wrong with his hip. But to lose Christian would obviously be very unfortunate. I think we've seen since he exploded in that game against the Cowboys just how important he's been to this Packers offense. His ability to break away at any moment really forces defenses to really have to keep an eye on him, which I think opens up a lot more of the Packers' offense. Without him, it would definitely hurt. But we saw the second half, the Packers still put up some points without Christian Watson. So I don't think all hope would be lost if he wasn't playing, but clearly to have him here, very, very crucial player. We saw the first half, 6 receptions. I think he had 8 targets just in the first half on 25 snaps. So hopefully he will be fine. And then I'd say there's 2 other ones that are somewhat, we need to keep an eye on. Keyshawn Nixon, after having that crazy 93-yard kick return, which, he's been insane these past couple months, the way he's been able to really bring this Packers special teams unit to life, which had been dead for a very long time, and to see his ability, that 93-yard return, we saw that. But he did leave with a groin injury after I think at least another player to play a little bit on defense as well. But we'll see. Keep an eye on that one. Hopefully he'll be back soon. With him out, Romeo Doubs came in, returned some kicks. Didn't really do too much on the kick return unit. And Keyshawn Nixon, hopefully he'll be here. We'll be back next week. We'll keep an eye on that one as well. And then the next one, we have Yosh Nijman. Right tackle, shoulder injury, only played in 18 snaps, then went down with that shoulder injury. Don't have an update on that yet. Royce Newman entered, and he struggled a little bit. He had a holding penalty, a false start. He allowed 1 pressure, not too bad. But PFF gave him a run blocking grade of 39.5, which is, not great. So this Packers offensive line, I think, has played really well the past couple months as they've, had a more consistent group out there. We struggled more early in the year. Royce Newman was playing early in the year, but a little bit into the season, the Packers moved away from him, which led to Elton Jenkins at guard and right tackle, Bakhtiari at left tackle. But right now, with the Packers offensive line, Bakhtiari, of course, still injured. Zach Thomas played really well at left tackle, so that Bakhtiari injury hasn't really hurt us too much. But I think Yosh Nijman, a player who's been very consistent on the right side, to lose him would obviously hurt a little bit as well. So we'll see if he is ready to come back. And then the final one is Dean Lowry, who left in this, I think he was either end of first half, maybe beginning of second half. We'll see. I don't exactly know what his injury is. We'll keep an eye on that one. But Devonte Wyatt, with Dean Lowry going down, did come in and make had some big plays. Almost sacked 2. I think he had a QB hit, another tackle, I think, as well. So for Devonte Wyatt, who really hasn't had much of an opportunity this season, behind Lowry, Jaron Reed, Kenny Clark, he got some more playing time in this game, and we saw sort of what his ability is. He didn't make a ton of plays, but he made a few pretty eye-opening plays, and hopefully we can sort of see more of that, not just this year, depending on Lowry's injury, but also the next few years as he develops, becomes a better player, and hopefully it'll lead to the Packers defense, being much improved. But those are all the injuries. We'll keep an eye on them. I'll post some videos throughout the week, as I typically do, injury update videos, to sort of see where these guys are at, and hopefully they'll be ready to go on Sunday. I don't exactly know how long these guys will be out, but we'll keep an eye on that one. But right now, the Packers sitting pretty good right now, 7-8, as we talked about yesterday, the past couple days. pretty much everything we needed to go our way has gone our way so far. Now we just need to win 2 home games. I mean, they're basically in a way playoff games because we have to win. And then we need the Commanders to lose 1 game. They play the Browns and Cowboys, so I think that's possible. Or the Giants can lose 2 games, and they play the Eagles, and they also play, who's the other team they play? I'm blanking right now. I just saw it. I can't remember. But yeah, we need them to lose. So the Packers in a pretty good position after starting off 4-8. There's not really more we could have hoped for, and I really think what we saw from this Packers defense in the second half, in a game where they needed to win. In the second half, they came in, got the job done, had some big turnovers. It all started with Jarran Reed's forced fumble in the first half. That really changed, I think, the momentum of that game. So hopefully we can see more of that going forward from this Packers defense, but it's great to be sitting here 7-8. We still have a shot at the playoffs, but let's hope all these guys are healthy and back next week. But that's all I have for this video. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, I put out more Packers updates throughout the day, that I don't always put up here on YouTube, so you can follow me there. Will be linked in the description. Twitter, Luke_Beller. Can find me there. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.